Hello, this is Richard from Animate.com, and this is an introduction to UV Spectrum, an add-on for Blender. Based on the convexity of your mesh, UV Spectrum maps your textures onto your model using 6 different procedures, which in combination enable complex shading to achieve a greebled, scratched and dirty look. Once installed, you'll find a menu of UV Spectrum in the Miscellaneous tab of the Tools panel left of the 3D view. Basically, you want to select the according objects and hit Map Selected. This will generate the UV maps and some vertex groups. So what maps are generated? There are maps for dirt masking, dirt diverge mapping, flow and gradient mapping, and for segmentation and texture mapping, each giving a mesh-based unwrap of your model. UV Spectrum unwraps your mesh in a way that you don't need to adapt textures manually. You use textures that simply are tileable along the vertical axis and have a gradient of detail along the horizontal axis. The rest is done by the UV map. Mind your edge flow when modeling, because it will have a strong influence on the mapping. You could say UV Spectrum maps according to your edge flow. If you encounter areas that stretch strangely, just alter the edges there, or add even more detail to that area to help the calculation do its job. The pack includes a material library of 4 simple and 14 advanced shaders to give you a basis in using the UV maps. There are shaders for wood, leather and dirty painted metal, but also complex custom shaders for greeble space panels called Mothership, mapping greeble textures and lights, or a shader for scratched metal plates for engineered stuff like vehicles and robots. You can use UV Spectrum to map a single gradient along low poly meshes like casual game assets, or use it to map procedural textures to follow edge flow smoothly for organic models. The segments and texture maps will look different according to segment bias, and if organic is checked or unchecked. So you might want to play with the parameters a little bit. Segment bias is the precision of the analysis. Smaller values make smaller segments. Smooth steps will unstretch the map to align it more smoothly onto the mesh. Organic lets you choose between an engineered look or an organic look for the texture and segment maps. Adjacent will segment from top to bottom along the z-axis. X equals minus X will help you to get a symmetric projection. Mark will mark sharp edges and seams based on the analysis. To see the progress of the calculation, toggle the System Console under Window Toggle System Console. You see several steps of the calculation to get a feeling how long it will take. Usually, a mesh of 50,000 polygons take roughly half a minute to calculate. I hope you see the use in this product and have fun to map by modeling. Happy blending! Bye!